Dave Scott, Hub Media, back with Lill from CMHA. You're the team lead, mental health education, promotion and education for Brant-Haldimand-Norfolk. You got a big area to cover. How was the holidays? It's good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you as well. The holidays were good, very subdued, right? Just a little bubble. And here we are again in 2022, back to square one, apparently.
I know you and I were hoping to expand our videos and talk about other things, but I think it's, and you and I both agree, it's super important to remind folks, this is January and February can be some touchy months for folks, and it's important that we give them some ideas on how to cope.
For sure, absolutely. January and February are touchy months, as you said, just normally as a rule. And, these are when the winter blues can set in and, there isn't really a heck of a lot to do outside because it's cold. But this is the time where we really need to gather that support from wherever we can get it. So it's very, very important to stay connected. And of course, at this point in time, we've got some restrictions in place. So that isolation is kicking in again, and there are some closures and, outlets like gyms where we can go when it's super cold outside, so that's a bit of a challenge right now. But, we can't stress enough, just keep active, do your hobbies. Reading is great. When you read, you go into another world for a little while and, you're away from the realities depending on what kind of books you read. I'm a Stephen King fan myself.
Oh.
And, I know, are you? So there you go. And that definitely is a whole other world when you start reading Stephen King. But anyway, keep active. Keep your hobbies going, stay connected, and, and be there for others, check in, because you're not the only ones that, we're all feeling the same way. Here we are going into another year with the pandemic, with winter, in the middle of winter to boot. So it's a tough time.
How's this is kind of a different question, but how's everybody doing there at CMHA? I mean, you've got big staffs and you guys are dealing with a lot of mental health issues that are coming in because of the pandemic. How are all you folks doing?
Yes, we're busy. And of course, we're facing the same challenges as everyone else. We're certainly not immune. But, there is that we know that we need to provide support to each other. And we do that in any venue that we can. We have Microsoft Teams, which, keeps us connected through virtual meetings and all that. We're still having our staff meetings monthly. So it's that connection that's really important. Before we used to just go in the back hallway and say, hey, did you, how can you help with this? And did you know that? And now, it's kind of a different way of doing that. But we know that we need to keep connected. That is key. And we also practice gratitude, which is really important. I think by practicing gratitude, you kind of focus on the things that you have and can do, as opposed to the things that you don't have and can't do. So again, switching that around. So it's practicing gratitude.
It's really an interesting idea too. And I when you said that, it kind of clicked. I had just finished a story for the next month's hub, and it was about be happy. Think of all the great things you've accomplished so far in your life and look forward to the next set that you're going to do. And I think it's easy enough to forget that, isn't it? When these last 2 years have been,
it really is.
Yeah. You just got to look forward.
And absolutely, Dave. You have to look forward to the future because this too will pass. And you really have to focus on, the good things in our lives, because certainly not everything is bad. Yeah, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Yeah. Things suck, but there's other things that we have that we can look forward to and that are good in our lives. That is good in our lives.
And you and I have talked about this many times, but many of the positive things you can do are like exercise. I'm lucky. I have a treadmill at home, so I'm always looking for the next race, but I've got lots of time to train and things like that, sort of projecting down the road where I want to be. And I know that's hard sometimes for folks. But I think it gives you an outlet to sort of understand where you want to get to. And I think goals are important, don't you?
Goals are important as well, for sure. Attainable goals, though. Sometimes we get really down around this time of year. Blue Monday's coming up on the 17th of January. And, that's the time when we start to have these resolutions that maybe we have not achieved our resolutions. I don't want to say the word fail. We haven't achieved them. But so we have to set realistic goals, right? Realistic goals that we can achieve so that if we fall off the wagon or just don't get there, it's okay. It's all good. But things like, exercising more, trying to eat right, keeping connected, be social, follow your hobbies, and things like that are goals that are attainable.
One of the things I notice when people set New Year's resolutions, they always seem to set them for things that aren't enjoyable. Like,
right?
And it should be enjoyable.
Exactly, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of New Year's resolution fails. When I was able to go to the gym, you'd have, everybody there on after the holidays, and then you'd have like the same diehards there after that by about mid-January. So again, it has to be something that you enjoy, in addition to being an attainable goal. An unrealistic goal or forcing yourself to change a habit that, maybe not ready to change right now, you're not going to accomplish that because it's more of a chore. It needs to be something that you enjoy and that I said is achievable.
Quick question. Do you guys, with your clients, are you guys doing a lot of virtuals now then, meetings, or is there still a little bit of one-on-one going on?
Yeah, I mean, there is still the opportunity for one-on-one. That is part of our mandate. People, if that's their preference, we can do a one-on-one with proper COVID protocols. So we're doing a mixture, right? So we are seeing enough people face to face, but again, we're hybrid. So we're doing 2 days in the office right now and 3 days remotely. But there's always that opportunity for a face-to-face visit if people prefer that.
Wow, that's some great advice again, Lill. I really appreciate you taking the time. Is there there's some events coming up? I think the Bell Day is going to be up soon. I mean, we're filming this mid-January, and this is for February, but the Bell Let's Talk Day is coming. And do you guys have anything on the horizon that you guys are planning?
Yeah, so Bell Let's Talk Day is January 26th, and it is a great public awareness campaign for, having the conversation about mental health. We are holding something it's a provincial CMHA initiative with 5 other CMHA branches, and we're holding 2 panel presentations on that day, one from 9:30 to 10:30, and in the evening it is from 6:30 to 8. And we're really focusing on the theme of Bell Let's Talk Day, which is keep listening, keep talking, and keep being there, not just for ourselves and our family, but for each other as well. That's very important.
We live in these difficult times, but I do think you're seeing a lot more. I felt with my family, we're a lot closer. You know what I mean? Like, we don't get to see each other, but we're communicating a little bit more. And I hope a lot of folks are able to do that. I love when you said listen, because I think that's part of it too. Yeah. We have to listen, don't we?
Absolutely, we do. And I think this is really bringing out, there's always a silver lining to, a not so great event. And I think this has made us realize how important social interaction is. And it has brought people closer together. And it has really brought out a lot of kindness and caring in people, which is wonderful to see. Yeah.
When we are able to go back to somewhat normal, you guys are going to be so busy with people trying to figure out how to social interact again. It's almost like you're going to need a program for the anxiety and all that, aren't you?
Yes.
Holy.
Yes, actually, we were talking about that. I was at a meeting a couple months ago, and that point came up. People are forgetting, because we're doing everything virtually, and people are forgetting the social interaction component of their lives. And, we definitely need to reprogram to meeting in person, learning what it's like to interact face to face, and dealing with the anxiety of going back out there when that fear is still there. Am I going to get COVID? Does my coworker have it, or anything like that? So definitely that anxiety is there, and fear as well. So there's going to have to be sort of a shift, a perception shift, just really looking at how we can socialize and interact again, normally, for lack of a better word.
And like you said, in this time, if people are struggling, can they just call the local CMHA? Can they email? Is there programs online they can look at? Or?
Sure. I mean, we are fully functional. So our phone number is valid. Our secretaries are here, both in the Simcoe site and Brant site, are here, all week. The workers are working remotely 3 days a week and 2 days in office, but they are available 5 days a week. So nothing has changed. Our services are fully functional. So they can just call us with any concerns or questions. We'd be happy to set up an appointment and help out.
I know you're busy, and I want to thank you for taking the time today to talk to me. Let's get together again next month. Hopefully things will be changing and we can sort of switch up our topics a little bit. But thanks for the advice today. I really appreciate it, Lill.
You're quite welcome. Thank you, Dave.